Live. I want to talk about some crazy stuff going on in the world right now. Um, I just seen on the news today that some dude was shot at Home Depot for, I guess, a phone charger. Um, he was loss prevention, and he tried to stop the person from walking out of the store with a for stealing an item, and I guess she shot him. And this reminds me of the situation a lot. What happened at a Safeway. This is all in California, I believe. Now at Safeway, there was an employee who tried to stop a guy from stealing I think it was a bottle of whiskey, if I remember it correctly. And it wasn't even like an expensive bottle of whiskey. It was one of them cheap ones. And it's unfortunate that some of these people, they have to lose their life over a product that's either equal or less than the amount that they make in an hour, depending on the state that you live in, of course. um, and it's also just sad to hear that people lose their life over stuff like that. But I want to talk about a different narrative than a lot of people talk about. So the narrative usually is that you have a victim, boom, the police, they find them, the suspects, and then the cops look like heroes, and then it's just a sad moment for the family that are going through what they're going through because a loved one was taken soon from them. um, I don't like this narrative at all that the media tries to paint a picture of, especially when the police look like heroes. Because regardless if they catch the suspect or not, if they catch them, they're doing their job, right? As you know, let's just say that, right? If they don't catch them, let's say they still doing their job. They just didn't. Now I know some people may be able to argue with that. Um, I really don't want to express the views too much in this video on why I feel like they shouldn't be viewed as heroes for doing their job. This isn't the only people that have to suffer from these types of situations. It's also, excuse me, Uber drivers. Uber drivers even become an Uber driver because it's just so dangerous. Like, if you don't have a bulletproof glass behind you and you don't have nothing that's bulletproof protecting your seat from behind, from the person behind you, you are at risk. When you go to work for these companies, walk up to stop somebody from trying to steal something or whatever, think about it. You lose your life for $20, $100, $1,000, whatever. How much money could you have made in a year working or doing whatever it is you're doing? How much money could you have made in a year, 5 years, 10 years, 30 years? How much money you would have made if you were still living, but you lost your life to a product like, I know me, I'm not gonna die for something that's $1,000. If I'm loss prevention, I see somebody walking out the door. Now, this is just me. I know like no company will probably hire me, but just saying, you learn through insurance companies what liabilities are. If I walk up to somebody and I'm loss prevention and I'm like, hey, stop right there, I know the possibility is that that person can assault me for touching them or just being like, hey, stop. They could run. You know what I'm saying? Or, one thing leads to another. I could get hurt trying to protect a company for X amount of dollars per hour. When you know this company has insurance, or at least should have insurance, but I'm gonna stop it? No, 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 no. I'm gonna be like, I seen this person walking out, because a police report is gonna be made regardless. Let the police deal with it. Let the police be the heroes that stop somebody from stealing something that was worth $20 out the door. Don't let yourself be that person. I get that it makes you look good at work, and it don't make you look good when you're the person that's being talked about on the news and you're a victim. That's not cool. That's not cool for you. That's not cool for your family. That's not cool for your loved ones. That's not cool for your friends. Like, stop trying to be a hero and stopping these people thieving from these companies. Let these companies deal with it, because the company ain't gonna go broke if somebody steals a $20, $100, $1,000 product. But if you get hurt and it's really serious, think about all the bills that have to be paid. Think about all the stress you're gonna have to deal with mentally and physically, to get out of bed, to wake up every morning, to go to sleep. You sacrifice so much for these companies, and these companies, they don't truly value you as an individual. They value the entity, the company, the property, more than you. Why? Because you can be replaced at any time. Work hard and make money. Man, you got 10 stores, one store take a hit. Yeah, that's a loss. I'll agree with that. Might be severe, might be minor, but product you can replace. Life, you can't replace that. You'll never get it back. And that's one thing why I'm making this video, is because I want people to value themselves. Think about yourself before you think about a company that doesn't value you. You know, you could jump through hoops. You could never show up late. You could do all this stuff, right? But when it comes for time for you to get a raise, we all know they short sell us on the raises. They don't give us the raises that they talk about, you know? And I just want to say, I'll go to a job. I'll know certain people are supposed to get paid a certain amount. I'll be like, okay, I want this amount. They're like, we'll give you this amount. And then in 3 months, if you do well, we'll give you that amount. I have quit a job after me asking for 2 weeks. Hey, you guys said that if I delivered what I said I was going to do with my performance, you guys would give me the raise that I'm supposed to get. And they just didn't want to give it to me. So I left. You don't get no 2 weeks. You don't get no courtesy. Like, I'll clock out in the middle of my shift or at the end of my shift, and I'll pick up my check in like 2 weeks or whenever it's available. That is you showing value for yourself. You value yourself more than what these companies value yourself as. Now, I understand that you can't always quit like that and all this stuff because you got bills and all this other stuff. And it's just like, you got to start thinking, man, cut the bills out. The problem is the bills. The problem that you can't leave from work is the bills. Get away from the bills. When you look at bills and notes, it means a whole lot. Now, I'm not going to dive deep into that right now, but just when you talk about the federal government and the Federal Reserve, and you talk about bills and you talk about notes, you know, like, you start to open your mind in a different perspective, and you start to learn things that you didn't know before. And it's if you want to learn these things, you know, you damn near have to force yourself to educate yourself to get smarter. And I just want to see people grow. I don't want to see people go for less or end up in a casket, because there's a lot of situations in the world where just some people, they get hurt and they die or whatever, and it's just very unfortunate to hear that somebody was really trying to just do a lot in their life, trying to just be happy with where they were in life, and then they have to meet these circumstances. So I just want to connect with my followers, connect with my watchers. I'm not trying to dive deep into the rabbit hole of too much of the stuff that I'm talking about right now. I just wanted to talk about the events that are happening today. And if you understand what I'm talking about, then you're there. You're more than halfway there to understanding the bigger picture. And the picture is that these companies, they think they pay us too much. They think they pay us way too much. Matter of fact, they probably think that they're paying us more than 30% of what we're worth. And then think about that. You get shot for a product or stabbed or whatever, or you get assaulted at work, but the company that you work for thinks that they're overpaying you 30%. What does that tell you? Who's really robbing you? Who's really pulling your leg? You know what I'm saying? It's like they slap you in the face, mentally. They just don't do it physically.